Hey everybody, got another video here for you. So the first step in staining or dyeing is raising the grain with some water. So the next step is to try to color match the edges of the body. The body's all sanded and drilled and all the machining's done. It's been sanded, it's ready for dye. And as you can see, the sides are looking rather blonde here compared to the front and the back and the neck and the same color cat. It just happened to be sitting on the bench. So my plan is to use a little bit of the, wherever it is here. Yeah, this one. That's the brown that I used, but without the extra red that I used after it. But this was this has already been darkened twice, but I did 5 coats of this at 3 levels of darkness, 3 light coats, and then I darkened it once, and then I did a 4th coat and darkened it second time into 5th coat. So that's the brown you see here. That also has 2 coats of the red on it over here on the neck. But I'm thinking try 1 coat of this on the sides of the body in order to try to get that closer to something in that range. So, yeah. If I can get it looking less white and more like the cat, I'll be happy. I'm thinking some of this and maybe some sandback or something. Okay, it's finished drying, and it's looking kind of yellow. It actually looks leaving, well, yeah, it's looking kind of yellow. But you can also see that it's starting to get a little bit of the green pop that I was hoping for. Just a little bit there and there and in there. And yeah, but it's not, anything like that yet. I'm thinking hit it with some red. Then maybe some darker brown and some sanding back, something like that. Okay, so the red stuff is dried, and even though it looks a little yellow, it turned out a whole lot better than I expected. So at this point, I think what I'm going to try doing is sanding back and see what I get. And then I can always hit it with some more, just like maybe some of the dark brown and then sand back again, or maybe dark brown and red and then sand back a second time. But yeah, I think I'm going to try sanding this back a little bit, maybe some 320 or something, and see if I can get this to lighten up. But you can see you are starting to get that grain pop that I was working for. So maybe this and a little sanding back might get it to look more like that. It's even getting a little bit of grain pop here too. And yeah, underneath that yellow, there's some brownish grain pop as well. So sanding back might get rid of the yellow and keep some of the brown and put me more or less where I want to be. That's actually not bad there. Just this little part right here. And it's a pretty good match. The camera actually tends to make it look a little yellower than it is in real life, ever so slightly. But yeah, it'd be nice if the grain pop was a little bit more pronounced, the way it is on the top. But yeah, that's not bad. I think I'll just sand all of it back like this. And then possibly I might hit it with the dark brown and then sand it back again and try to get the grain stand out a bit more. But I'll start by sanding all this back. And I'm going to do it off camera so I can sit and watch Gunsmoke. Okay, I sanded it all back, got out pretty much all of the yellow, and it doesn't look bad. There we go, a little bit of focus. Yeah, so it doesn't look bad. We're getting a little bit of the grain pop in order to match the top. And yeah, a little grain pop here too. But the pop is not as pronounced as I was hoping for. It's going in the right direction, but it's, this grain pop here is not as pronounced as this grain pop here. The front of the board also, they ran a rotary wire brush tool over it in order to kind of give it a wire brush kind of finish to it. But that's the reason why you see all these like vertical streaks going through it this way. That's from wire brush gouges, actually. It makes for an interesting effect. I could almost, take my paint stripper thing and run it across the back and get the same effect. It would take out more of the grain pop, though. But what I think I'm going to do is, since this is going in the right direction, but is not as pronounced as the top, I think I'll try a single application of the dark brown on these areas, which is going to turn it, where's the dark brown? Here we go. It's going to turn it like this color compared to, which is, almost the color of the knot. It'll turn like the sides, almost the color of the knot all the way around. And then I sand it back and hopefully that'll make it pop a bit more. And then I think I might be in the house. Okay, it's dried off. Let's see if this worked or not. It's not bad. It's a little darker. Maybe sand it just a little bit more. That's pretty close. Maybe sand it even a little bit more. Well, I think you get the idea. I'm going to sand all this stuff back, see what I've got, but that's probably going to do it. Probably sand it back a little bit more than that is right there. Some of this is dark enough. I think I'll try the power sander. I think that'll do it for the power sanding. I'll get like little edges, that kind of stuff by hand. Okay, I finished sanding back the last of the dark brown by hand, and I'm pleased with the amount of grain pop that I'm getting, but it's still not looking quite as red as the top is. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it once with the red and see if I can get a little red into this grain here. After all, it should be kind of red tinted since it's going to be copper. It'll go well with copper. Looks like there was still a lot of brown in that brush. Probably should have changed to a fresh brush for the red. This is coming out more yellow than red. And now I've got all that brown mixed in with this, and it's no longer that red tinted, it's more brown tinted now. Kind of reddish brown, I guess, but I'll finish out with this and see where I'm at. Probably sand back some, that looks pretty yellow. And then maybe mix up some more red if it's not red enough. But I'll finish out with this in order to keep it uniform. Okay, it's dried, and this is how it came out. It's actually not bad. I haven't sanded it back yet. And yeah, a little sanding back, and that just might do it. It's really like, this is just a little bit darker than that, but otherwise it's looking very similar. So, yeah, just a little bit yellower. I'm going to try sanding back. That might be close enough where it might need a little red tint still. Get the same test edge as always here. I'm trying to get the lighter part of the wood to match with the lighter part of the wood here. Still a little yellow maybe. Might be good enough. Just might be good enough. So this is it after sanding back, and I'm pretty darn close, I think I'd have to say. But I think I'm going to give it, that's still kind of whitish and that's still kind of reddish. So I think I'm going to hit it up with some red with a clean brush this time. And that'll probably do it. So here's the red, it's finished drying, and it was a light red mix, so it came out kind of pinkish. But give it a test here right quick. That's 320. I want to get back to not really pink. It doesn't make much of a difference. I think I'll just continue sanding it back and just stop there. I'm not making much more progress, so it is what it is, as Natalia used to say, manager of the place I used to work. Okay, it's all sanded back. I think that red was a step in the wrong direction, but I got pretty much all of it out. So at this point, I'm going to quit while I'm close, I guess you would say. Not ahead, but close enough maybe for government work, and go on to lacquer. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody
Have a good one.